Hey everybody, welcome to my Capstone presentation. My name is Drew. A little bit about me. I'm retired active duty Air Force veteran, 12 years of service. I retired from the Air Force about 2014, and I have a background in sysadmin and networking. I got my degree from Western Governors University in network operations and security. I heard about Savvy Coders through a fellow veteran and co-worker and checked out the Vet Tech program to see if I was qualified. Turns out I was. So after speaking with Savvy Coders and David Rodriguez, I was accepted into the program. I explained to David that even though I didn't have a tech job while serving in the Air Force, I was always a tech lover and have tech roots all the way back to the Commodore VIC-20 days. Some of you may not even know what that is, and that's okay. It was one of the first personal computers that came out around the same time the first Apple computers came out. I found I need to keep learning and testing my skills, and this boot camp did both. My app is called EggBuddy. It's an app to find eggs. During these turbulent times, I couldn't find eggs one day at my local Costco. I had to run around town and try to find eggs without much success. This brought me to the idea of EggBuddy. My audience is anyone looking to find eggs at their local supermarket. This single-page application demonstrates what I learned at Savvy Coders using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and with a lot of support from the talented staff at Savvy, I was able to piece together this capstone. The front end, what you see here, is hosted on Netlify, with the back end being hosted on Render. I'll go through some of the specifics live in a little bit. As you can see, I did a SWOT analysis with my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. My internal strengths would be my willingness to succeed because this is a mandatory requirement for graduation. I also relied on my fellow cohorts to help me along the way. My weaknesses are I'm a first-time web developer, unknown on the market, and, of course, time constraints. The opportunity I saw for this app is a high demand for eggs at reasonable prices. There's no other website out there that specifically finds eggs near shoppers, and I made it easy to use. Threats out there is Google and other search engines. Anybody can put stuff in Google and find it. Maybe there might be a lack of eggs, and of course there is also economic threats out there. Here's my user story map to show what the typical grocery store egg lover finder would go through trying to find eggs through my app. My role in the Agile team was a developer. Working within the Agile framework taught me to better plan my time, break things up into smaller pieces, and collaborate with my fellow cohorts in deciding on story points. Here are two of my wireframes. You can see my homepage and my map of results. Now, you're not going to see a map on my capstone because I'm saving that special feature for a future implementation. Here are the other two wireframes for my contact page and my about page. And here's my flow diagram, homepage, the search bar, about, contact, results, map, and list. Some of the development tools we use were Git and GitHub for version control. We use Visual Studio Code for all of our coding, and the developer tools that are built into Chrome browser to see some live action on the site, and we'll see that here in a little bit. We used Insomnia to test our API calls. You can see that this API is searching for eggs through Cover's API. This API call, I should say. You can see I'm sending it out to Kroger and sending me all these results right here. Kroger does use OAuth 2.0, so that was an extra step I had to put into my custom API to fetch the data. So, as I stated before, this app finds eggs near zip code by sending that info to Kroger. Kroger has many stores in the U.S., many different names, as you can see on the screen. And it's the only store I use for this app. There are no other stores that I could find that have readily accessible data. So, for example, we'll be seeing some King Super action in Colorado. You might be familiar with Kroger. Fred Meyer, if you're up in the Northwest. Fry's, if you're near me here in Tucson or anywhere else in Arizona. Rouse from California, and all the rest. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, EggBuddy. Check it out. Put your zip code in here. I'm going to use Colorado Springs zip code 80921. You can see on the side it said that data. Live action over here. Here's the stores. I'm going to pick the King Supers in Monument. Find the eggs. And it sent that out there. Boom. Here's what I have it displayed. Brand, quantity, picture, and the most important, stock level. You're not going to go to a store with a stock level low because then you might not find your eggs. And the price, of course. So what that data came back in JSON format, JavaScript object notation. That's what we see over here. You see the images that broke down. You can see the items that broke down in here. With what I put, I had to parse through all this data through my code to display it in this table right here. All right, awesome. I also have an about page. EggBuddy is the brainchild of me. I love eggs, but I was sad when I couldn't find them. I had to run around town. Savvy coders taught me the skills. I need to build this app and solve my predicament. That's EggBuddy. You put your zip code in, boom, you saw how fast it was. And then you can use it on your phone, drive around town if you know your zip code, of course. Boom. I also have an a contact page. You can type something super nice in here. And if you would like to leave a phone number, the only thing that's required is the name. I love eggs. Send it. Check it out. It sends it to Form Spring. How fun is that? Go back and it's going to send me an email and it's going to tell me all that data right there. Now, I did have a little bit of extra time. I did send this out to Facebook for solicitation on advice or feedback, and I got some people like, oh, wow, it's about eggs. Cool. What else does it do? I said nothing. It's about eggs because for savvy coders and for demonstration purposes, I needed a minimum viable product, and this is what this is. Shows that I can actually code. But I did have a little extra time one day, so I made EggBuddy. And that's what that does. I had to change it. Of course, it did not show the data for the inventory status. So I thought, hey, you want to find the sale price because you want cheap beer, of course. And just the same thing, EggBuddy. So future implementations are going to be changing it so it's not just looking for eggs. Right now you can see it's hard code for eggs. EggBuddy is hard code for beer. You can change this word in here and make it coded for baby formula if you want, because I know that's in short supply in a lot of places. But in future implementations, I'm going to make it so you can put whatever you want in there to find the whatever you're looking for near you. So let's talk about my API. So let's talk about my APIs. So this is the custom API right here. I didn't show on the home screen. I have a third-party API, Tucson, and it finds the temperature where you're at. So I'm in Tucson. Tucson's clear, temperature's 94, but it feels like it's 89, so it is nice outside. I'll tell you that right now. Same thing here. My other APIs are the APIs that send the zip code to Kroger, custom API. It goes through the authorization, and it goes through the authorization again once you put this in to send back the data through my custom API, which is out there, right here. Boom. Here's the authorization part. Here's the Axios call to get the product eggs. So thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure presenting my capstone. And thanks again.